Game number 2 underway as Clay Riggins will find the zone for a called strike, and we're underway here for game 2 of the doubleheader between Taylor and Mount Vernon Nazarene. Chris Klein, who was injured there in game number 1, gets to start here in game 2. A high hopper to Colby at second, over to first. And there's one gone. Clay Riggins gets to start here in game number 2. His 7th start of the year, his 12th overall appearance. Clay has a 5-0 overall record, a 2.03 ERA. He has struck out 36 batters and walked 11. He has a whip of 1.06. And that one bounced to the left, foul by our second batter, Nick Mosier. Clay was really good when these two teams met. For the first time this season, he went 6 innings, got the win. It was his last outing of the year. 2 hits, no runs, 4 Ks, and no walks. Breaking ball here, a late swing and a miss from Mosier, and he's down 0-2. Mosier went 2 for 4 in game number 1 with 2 hits and also reached on an error. There's a ground ball to Taggart at first. He had 2 errors in game number 1, fields it cleanly here and steps on first for out number 2. The defense behind Riggins, Wyatt Whitman in left, Sam Weiss in center, Tanner Watson is in right, Brett Lawson is at third, Josh Lane at short, Tanner Colby at second, Nathan Taggart at first, and Austin Medica is the man behind the plate. 2 outs and nobody on for Jesse Stout, who got MVNU on the board with a solo homer with 2 outs in the top of the first. Here he pops it up to the right side. Colby and Watson charging in. Watson calls him off. He'll make the catch in right field with the sunglasses down for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first of game 2 of our doubleheader. Taylor bats for the first time when we come back from this commercial break.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Left fielder Wyatt Whitman.
No score as Taylor bats for the first time here in game number 2. Wyatt Whitman, who's been the leadoff man for the majority of this 2018 campaign, will have the honor here as he faces off against Mark Rader. Rader, a 6'1 sophomore right-hander from Grove City, Ohio, a 4-1 overall record. This one blooped over towards left field. It'll be caught for out number 1. Good catch there by Devin Pearl in left, same left fielder that we saw in the first game between these two teams. So 1 out, nobody on for Josh Lane, who batted out of the number 7 spot in game number 1, but has been hot as of late. He went 3 for 4 in game number 1, did Josh, with 3 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. They'll try to bunt his way on here. That one low. They'll say he goes around for strike 1. So it'll be Lane, Taggart, then Watson, Weiss, Atkins, who's the DH, Lawson, Medica, and Colby. Raider starting his 9th game of the year, appearing in his 11th. He'll get Lane to chase a fastball upstairs, and it's quickly 0-2. And the 0-2 from Raider. Swing and a miss at low and away. Drop third strike down to first, and there are 2 outs. So with 2 outs and nobody on, it'll bring up the best batter in the Trojan order in Nathan Taggart.
Batting first baseman Nathan Taggart.
Taylor with the win in game number 1, a 16-5 final. Is now 30-10 here in 2018. Their 9th straight year of at least 30 victories. Off speed on the first one to Taggart. It's in there for a strike. As tries to get the first base runner on for TU here in game number 2. Second one misses. It's 1-1. And fought off on the inside. That'll catch the top of the net and be foul for strike number 2 to Taggart. Nathan 2 for 3 in game number 1 with a pair of singles. Drove in a run with each of those base hits. The 1-2. Will swing and miss the curveball here. Raider excited as he is pumped as he walks off the mound. Second strikeout. And each team 1-2-3 retired in order in our first inning of play. No score through 1. This is Taylor Baseball on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Clay Riggins needed just 6 pitches there in the top half of the first to get through the 3 men needed to move on to the bottom of the first. He'll face Billy Cooper to start things off, to the DH Ashton Myers and Jake Glover, the 3 up here in the top of the second. First one to Cooper upstairs for a ball. He did not play in game number 1. Batting .259 coming into today's game, 15 for 58. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Second one from Riggins misses away. It's 2-0. Cooper will swing and miss the fastball here, and Riggins goes ahead, or now back in the count at 2-1. Clay, a 5'11", redshirt junior from Bloomington, Indiana, missed a season 2 years ago because of Tommy John surgery. Back-to-back swings and misses, and the count levels up at 2-2. Riggins has improved his velocity by 5 miles per hour since the 2017 campaign. Breaking ball here, fouled, and it remains 2-2. Riggins' uncle was the pitching coach for the Cincinnati Reds back in the 2016 year. And as we mentioned, had Tommy John surgery 2 campaigns ago. 2-2 breaking ball, swing and a miss. First strikeout of the day for Riggins, and he's retired the first 4 men he has seen. And there's 1 gone here in the top of the second.
Now batting the DH, Ashton Myers.
Ashton Myers was the starting DH in game number 1, also came in to pitch in the bottom half of the 6th, and Riggins Throws in a looping curveball there for strike one. Second one, a fastball, low and away. 1-1. Myers 1 for 3 in the first game with a double and a run batted in. He'll ground this one to the left side. Lawson tracking it, and it'll bounce into left field. Foul for strike two. No score as Mount Vernon Nazarene bats in the second game of our doubleheader, scheduled to go 9. Riggins standing still as a statue as he starts the windup and fires home the 1-2 low and away. Myers, a 6'1 junior, entered the day batting .277. The 2-2 on its way. Breaking ball, just missing that outside corner. And the righty Myers will await a payoff pitch from the right-handed throwing Clay Riggins. And they get Myers to pop it up. And that one will sail out of play to our left. And it remains 3-2. That's now 6 pitches for the Myers at bat. That matches the total that Riggins had thrown in the top of the first of the 3 batters he saw. Another 3-2. Curveball. That one left up high, and Myers will jog down to first. That's the first base runner for either team here so far today. 1 out, top of the second.
First baseman Jake Glover.
1 out, 1 on. And that brings up the first baseman, Jake Glover. Glover batting cleanup in the first game, now batting in the 6th spot here in game 2. An off-speed pitch from Riggins in there for a strike. Or a ball, excuse me. Riggins out of the stretch. Myers standing at first. Curveball. Is high and away. 1-1. Glover 0 for 4 in game 1. Riggins a pickoff attempt to first. And diving back there is Myers. Myers 5 for 6 on stolen bases coming into today's action. The righty Riggins against the lefty Glover. Runner goes. Hit and run is on. This will be pulled up the right field line. It'll roll into deep right field. Myers hustling around to third. They'll wave him around. Now they hit the brakes as Glover will go into second with a stand-up double. Men at second and third here for Mount Vernon Nazarene with 1 gone, top of the second of a scoreless contest.
Now batting left fielder Devin Pearl.
Here we go, Riggins. Win this one here, bud. Come on, Dan. Let's go.
Second and third here for Riggins with 1 out, no score, top of the second, but Mount Vernon Nazarene starting to threaten here. And the first one fouled off by Pearl for a strike.
Bring them together here.
Pearl went 1 for 4 in our first game, singling his first time up. He reached on an error in a second at-bat, then struck out his last 2 times at the plate. Ground ball left side, Lawson fields. He'll throw home. Medica will tag out the lead runner for out number 2. A fielder's choice will put Pearl over at first. Smart play there by Lawson to see he had plenty of time to throw down to home. And there are 2 outs with the game still scoreless.
Now batting third baseman Kobe Miller.
So 2 outs and now 2 on, first and second. Here for the third baseman, Kobe Miller, who pinch hit in game number 1. First one from Riggins to the lefty Miller. He'll foul it off to the right.
Stay right there, Riggy. 3-4-1.
Miller came into the day batting .243. Runners, it's first and second. This one lined, hopping and snagging it out of the air as Lane. That gets a big fist bump from the starting pitcher, Clay Riggins. Runners kept off the board, 2 stranded at first and second as Lane shows off the springs underneath the cleats. We head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Right fielder, Taylor Watson.
A leaping catch from Josh Lane at short has kept our game scoreless as Taylor bats for the second time here today. First one from Watson to lift this one into right. He leads off the bottom of the second, and it's caught for out number 1. Caught by Jesse Stout there in right. That'll bring up Sam Weiss with the DH Jared Atkins to follow him.
Center fielder, Sam Weiss.
TU going for the season sweep here of Mount Vernon Nazarene. As won the game almost a week ago, and then they won the first game here today. First one off speed from Raider in there for a strike. Weiss got to the plate 5 times there in game number 1 today. And the second one makes the count 1-1. Sam walked and scored. Was hit by a pitch and drove in a run. Also got a hit as well. Walked one more time in that first game. Fastball comes in just below the letters. Sam thought it was a little bit too far inside, but he trails 1-2 here. Sam entered the day batting .323 with 4 doubles and a home run. We'll loop this one into right, but Stout is there to make the catch on a good jump with the sun setting to our left. After cloudy skies overhead in game number 1, the sun has creeped out behind the clouds as it sets to our left. Back-to-back flyouts to Stout in right. Have put 2 outs on the scoreboard for the DH Jared Atkins.
Now batting the DH, Jared Atkins.
Jared with 2 hits in game number 1. And now he's going to be on here in game 2 as Raider hits him in the back on the first pitch of the at-bat. So 1 on. And now Brett Lawson hit by a ball being thrown from somebody. That hits him in the leg. It looks to be okay.
Now batting third baseman, Brett.
He's got a smile on his face, so he's okay. I think it was just discarded there from the catcher, so no real ill intent from anybody there. Lawson will smoke this one to left field. Not getting to it in time will be Pearl. He's going to overrun it. And now here comes Atkins, hustling around from first, fumbling with it on the track. It's Pearl. Lawson in at second, and coming in, standing up to score will be Jared Atkins as Lawson smokes one to left field. Pearl fumbles it around like it was covered in butter on the warning track. And Lawson in there at second, and Taylor up 1-0 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Now batting the catcher, Austin Medica.
And now Lawson will just walk right out about 15 steps from second base and nobody covering him. Lefty Medica batting for the first time here in game 2. Breaking ball from Rader well away from the Taylor catcher for a ball. So Lawson continues his strong play here today. Had a 3-run homer and a single in game number 1. Also scored 2 runs. Here he gets an RBI double to put Taylor up 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Fastball away from the lefty Medica. It's 2-0. Austin pitch hit in game number 1. Also caught the top of the 7th. He popped out to the shortstop and is only at-batted there in game number 1. 1-0 the Taylor lead on the RBI double from Brett Lawson. And now Rader will step off. Licks the fingertips of his right hand, his pitching hand, and now ready to deal. Wind still blowing out towards right center field with Lawson leading at second. Curveball will loop into the outside half. 2-1. Medica came into the day batting .268. He's got Tanner Colby, the second baseman, waiting on deck. Fastball low and away, opposite batter's box, 3-1 in Medica's favor. Taylor scored 7 runs in the bottom of the second in game number 1. They've got 1 run across here in game number 2. Looking for more as Medica steps in and awaits the 3-1 from the right-hander Mark Rader. The pitch, right down the middle, but they'll get Medica to pop it up. Foul ground, left side, hustling after it, sliding, and making a spectacular catch there will be the third baseman for Mount Vernon Nazarene. That's Colby Miller, sliding right in front of the Taylor dugout and making a catch for out number 3. But a 2-out RBI double for Brett Lawson has given Taylor a 1-0 lead here after 1 inning of play. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Two innings in the books here of the second game of our doubleheader. Corey Clark, the second baseman, then back to the top of the order, and Klein and Mosier, the ones up here for Mount Vernon Nazarene in the top of the third. They trail by 1, and Clark will foul off the first one here. Mount Vernon Nazarene left 2 stranded there in the top of the second, with the game still scoreless at that point. And then Brett Lawson with an RBI double to deep left field. Scored Atkins from first, and that's our only run here so far today. Taylor won game 1 16-5 on the back of 17 hits. And a swing and a miss on the fastball puts Clark down 1-2. And the fourth one in the dirt. For ball 2. Mount Vernon Nazarene had scored 5 runs in that first game. We're able to scratch out 10 hits. Well hit ball left side. Lane charges from short. Throws on the run. A scoop from Taggart at first. Nice play there by the infield, and there's one gone. And that brings up the shortstop, Chris Klein, who, remember in game 1, had a line drive go through his glove there at short. And then they looked at his left hand for about 5 minutes or so, trying to figure out if it was okay or what, if there any damage done to it. Breaking ball inside half, strike one. They pulled him after in that bottom of the third. We didn't see him back until he led off this top of the first here. Riggins' curveball too far upstairs. And the count levels 1-1. Klein grounded out to Colby at second, his first time up today. Beautiful curveball there from Riggins, and he goes ahead 1-2. One strikeout today for Riggins. That one bounces in 2-2. Same defense behind Riggins that was behind Patton in game number one. The only difference, Watson, the right fielder, he replaces Atkins. Medica behind the plate replacing Watson. 2-2, well-hit ball left side. Stopped by Lane at short. Fires a bullet across the diamond, and how about that one from Josh Lane? 2 outs here at the top of the third as Lane had the leaping catch to end the top of the second. He's made 2 nice plays here to start things off in the top of the third. As they inspect the bat, that was swung there by Chris Klein. Trying to figure out if it's cracked or broken. And it looks like that bat will be excused from the rest of the game's festivities. To the gap, Weiss charging. That'll land on a one-hopper in front of him with 2 outs. So put Nick Mosier at first base for the first time here today.
Now batting, right fielder Jesse Stout.
Second hit of the day for Mount Vernon Nazarene, and that'll bring up Jesse Stout, the right fielder, who had a solo home run in game 1. Riggins out of the stretch, looking over that left shoulder now twice. Curveball, way too high. Stout leans out of the way for a ball. Wind still blowing consistently out towards right center field, 10 to 20 miles an hour, just like we saw in game number 1. The difference being we have a little bit of sunshine here in the nightcap. Second one from Riggins, inside almost handcuffs Stout, and it does for strike 1. Riggins went 6 strong against Mount Vernon Nazarene last week in his last outing before today. 1-1, runner stays, and he gets Stout to pop up. Lane calls off Lawson at third. It'll be Lawson who will mirror the catch as Lane helps record all 3 outs here in the top of the third. We're through 2.5. Taylor up 1-0. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
TU batting here in the bottom of the third. Colby then back to the top of the order in Whitman and Lane. First one to Colby in there for a strike. As the Trojans lead 1-0. Here's a bat in the bottom of the third. Raider comes back across with a breaking ball. It's low. And it evens the count at 1-1 to Tanner Colby. Freshman from Ellettsville, Indiana. 6'1", 155 pounds. Check swing there, and it's 1-2. Colby 2 for 3 in game 1 with a pair of singles. Sits off the 1-2 upstairs. It's 2-2. RBI single for Colby as well there in that first game. 2-2 from Rader. Back on the inside half, and the lefty Colby has worked the count full 3-2. Payoff pitch from Rader. Fastball, lashing at it is Colby. That one off the end of the bat and out of play to our left. Another payoff pitch from Rader. Down the other side, opposite batter's box. Colby chucks the bat and that protective elbow sleeve. And that brings up Wyatt Whitman with nobody gone. And Taylor up 1-0 in the bottom of the third.
Now batting left fielder Wyatt Whitman.
Wyatt had a pair of hits in game number 1, going 2 for 4. 3 RBI double, later scored in the second inning of game number 1 as Taylor batted around. And also tacked on 7 runs in that bottom of the second in the first contest today. First one to Whitman for a called strike. As Colby, with his excellent speed, takes the lead over there at first. A safe one. Curveball, late action as it breaks back in. Whitman will turn away. It's 1-1. Wyatt, the Crossroads League Player of the Week this week. First time he's earned that honor this season. Third time he's done it in his career. They check on Colby over at first. Wyatt last week, 4 games, 3 home runs, 8 runs, 8 extra base hits, batted .385. Not bad. Tried to swing out of his shoes there and will foul tip a curveball. It's 1-2. That foul ball might have gotten a piece of the catcher, Billy Cooper. We talked about Lawson there in game number 1 going with no long sleeves. Cooper here in game 2, short sleeves as well. A ball and 2 strikes to the Taylor left fielder Wyatt Whitman with his team up 1-0. Batting here in the bottom of the third, leadoff man at first, nobody gone. Rader the righty out of the stretch, deals. Little check swing right side, backhand stop by Glover. They'll try to turn 2. They get the runner out at second. They will not be able to get Whitman out at first. So a fielder's choice will put Whitman at first base, and there's 1 gone for TU, bottom of 3. .36 on the putout for Colby, trying to advance to second. And that brings up Josh Lane, who was out on a drop third strike his first time up today. Inside fastball missing. Ball 1. Josh 3 for 4 in game 1 with 3 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. Batted out of the 7th spot there in the first game. Whitman takes down to second. A good throw, but the ball will bounce away. Now Whitman will set his sights on third base. The throw from the center fielder Mosier will be low. That one will bounce away. It will end up in the Taylor dugout, and a leisurely jog from third will score the second run of the day for TU. Errors galore on that play. An error on the catcher Cooper. That put Whitman over at third, and then an error on the center fielder Mosier. That is how Whitman scores. On his second stolen base here, the doubleheader today. Two 0 the Trojan lead. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to Josh Lane, the shortstop, with 1 out. Rader delivers. That one in the zone for the first time. Outside half. Fourth one to Lane. And that one low and away for strike 2. Josh was excellent in his shortstop position in the visiting half of this inning. 2-2, ground ball up the middle, just past the diving second baseman. And Lane with another hit. That's his fourth of the doubleheader and his first one here in game 2. One on with one out for Nathan Taggart. It's Corey Clark over there at second. We saw him to replace the starting shortstop Klein there in game number 1. So 1 run already home for Taylor here in the bottom of the 3rd. And they lead 2-0 in the first one away from Taggart, ball 1. Nathan struck out his first time up today. And Lane will dive back over to first on the check from Rader. Talking with Taylor head coach Kyle Gould before the game today, he mentioned about how Nathan was batting so well, back up over 450, close to 460 for most of the year. He will send this one to the sky in deep left field, and that one will bring rain as it clears the left field fence as Taggart, his second home run of the season. That thing was above the floodlights here at Winterholder Field, and the Trojans now lead 4-0 with 1 gone in the bottom of the 3rd. We said there was one guy on the Trojan roster that could go into that 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing from left to right, and that was him.
Now batting right fielder Tanner Watson.
So all 4 batters have reached base safely here in this inning. 1 out on the force out with Colby trying to advance to second. Watson will send this one to deep center field. Mosier going back, still going back, backpedaling. He'll make a catch in front of the warning track. Then slide and brace himself on the fence. For out number 2, well-struck ball there from Watson. Just hit to the deepest part of the park. So 2 outs and nobody on for Sam Weiss.
Now batting center fielder Sam Weiss.
Weiss flew out to right his first time up today. Taylor up 4-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Weiss wants to bunt his way on this one into the air. Third base side will bounce once in fair territory, then hop into foul ground. Dangerous bunt there from Weiss. He got a little bit too far underneath that one. Four runs for TU on 3 hits. 3 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd on a pair of hits. The one that drove him home, 2-run skyscraper from Taggart for his second home run of the year. Second one to Weiss. Tries to golf this one down the right field line, but it'll curl into foul territory. Nothing in 2 to the center fielder, Sam Weiss. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Ground ball to the shortstop, Klein. Will field at the shoelaces, whip one across to first for out number 3. But not before Nathan Taggart drives home 2 with a 2 RBI home run for his second long ball of the year. Taylor leads 4-0 after 3 innings. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
We've played 3 innings here from Winter Holder Field. It's Taylor 4 and Mount Vernon Nazarene nothing. The catcher Billy Cooper will lead it off. Ashton Myers will be followed by Jake Glover. Riggins starting his 4th inning of work, trying to pick up his 6th win of the season. Off-speed breaking ball, missing high and away for a ball to the righty Billy Cooper. Second one. And that fastball with movement away. 2-0. Cooper struck out swinging his first time up. And he will swing and then have to balance himself as he's down a strike here, 2-1. This one off the end of the bat. That one will just land just on the edge of the outfield grass in the infield. For a hit here for Mount Vernon Nazarene. 3rd one of the day as the courtesy runner coming in will be Logan Cottonbrook for the catcher Cooper. Leadoff man on for the DH, Ashton Myers. 4-0 the Taylor lead. Here's Mount Vernon Nazarene bats top of the 4th. Riggins out of the stretch. Big looping curveball. Misses upstairs. Ball 1. Myers walked his first time up today. Good crowd on hand despite the cold temperatures, but everybody has brought the winter clothes back out of the closet. Most have gone to the winter coats and also brought the fleece blankets from either homes or dorm rooms nearby. 2 balls, no strikes to the DH, Ashton Myers, with a leadoff man standing at first. Another curveball from Riggins, misses high. It's 3-0. Cottonbrook, courtesy running for the catcher Billy Cooper over there at first base. 3-0. That one right at the knees. Myers takes it for strike 1. Myers came into the day batting .277. Sun creeping out behind the clouds once again. Runner goes on a 3-1. This one sent Weiss's direction at center, charging in, diving, and that one will bounce just in his own direction. He'll come up throwing, and Lane will cut off at short. Weiss not happy with himself. Just a little bit off on that dive in left center field. And that'll be a single here for Ashton Myers. First 2 men have reached base safely, and they stand at first and third.
Now batting first baseman Jake Glover.
So 2 on, nobody out. Here in the top half of the 4th inning in game 2 of our doubleheader here this afternoon. Riggins fires out of the stretch. The fastball golfed up and out to our left by Glover. Glover doubled his first time up. That one was just down the right field line. Riggins at the leftmost edge of the bump. Fires home an 0-2. Breaking ball as Glover crowding that right side of the plate. And it's 0-2. A strikeout already today for Riggins, looking for a second one here with nobody out. And runners at first and third as the lights start to come on here over Winter Holder Field with the sun setting. The 0-2. Runners stay. Ground ball to Lane at short. They'll try to turn 2. They get the out at second. Over to first. That'll be a 6-4-3 double play. It will score Cottonbrook from first. But 2 outs on the board here. It's now a 4-1 Taylor advantage.
Now batting left fielder Devin Pearl.
Come on, DP. You go. 0-2-1.
First one low and inside to the lefty Devin Pearl will bounce in for a ball. Pearl reached on a fielder's choice, That was his only time up in the second. This one to the right side. Taggart will field it in fair ground. Tight play over that first, diving head first, not in time is Pearl. Good hustle there by the pitcher, Riggins. One run comes home here from Mount Vernon Nazarene in the fourth. We head to the bottom half of the inning with Taylor leading 4-1. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Leadoff batter for Taylor here in the bottom of the fourth is Jared Atkins. Raider starts him off with a strike. This one off the end of the bat and foul. 0-2. Atkins, Lawson, and Medica, the three up for Taylor as they bat here in the bottom of the fourth, leading by 3, 4-1. As they go for the season sweep over Mount Vernon Nazarene here in the second game of our doubleheader. Off speed, low and away, 1-2. Jared was hit by a pitch and then driven in, scoring from first on Lawson's double to put Taylor on the board 1-0 in the bottom of the second. 1-2 from Raider. Protecting the outside half is Atkins. He fouls it to the netting. Jared scored 3 runs in the first game. 2 hits and a walk. This one off the end of the bat, it will loop into left center field. 4th hit of the day for Taylor. First one for 7 in white, Jared Atkins, and leadoff man on for TU. And one of the hottest bats in the Crossroads League, Brett Lawson, stepping in. Brett, the RBI double, as we mentioned, the first time up today. Hit a 3-run homer in game number 1.
Now batting third baseman Brett Lawson.
That one was opposite way, riding the wind out to right center field. Runner goes. Lawson still is a statue. Throw down to second. Sliding in as Atkins. He overslides the bag, and that's when he'll get tagged out by the second baseman, Corey Clark. As Atkins just had a little bit too much momentum, carried him past the second base bag. Thrown out for the first time in the last couple of months, it feels like, for Jared Atkins. And there's one out for TU here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch to Lawson was a ball. Jared slid underneath the tag of Corey Clark, the second baseman, but then when he slid past the bag, that's when Clark reapplied the tag, and Atkins was out. Breaking ball inside makes the count 1-1 to Lawson, with now nobody on and 1 gone. Low and away, 2-1. So Medica will follow Lawson here in game 2. Brett's double his first time up, his 6th of the season. 4th one from Raider. Outside half, fouling away, 2-2. Brett, a sophomore from Margate, Florida. Playing on the left side of the infield today with his old high school mate, Josh Lane from Calvary Christian Academy. Lawson fouls that one off. As some fresh baseballs were brought out here to the home plate umpire. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Taylor up by 3, 4-1. 2-2 from Rader. And that one hit Lawson on the hand, I think. He'll jog down to first. Base runner on here for TU, second batter that Rader has hit here today. It did look at, that's where it hit Lawson there, somewhere on the right hand, right forearm, somewhere in there.
Now batting the catcher, Austin Medica.
A runner on and one out for the catcher, Austin Medica, the lefty out of Texas. He'll foul tip this one of the glove of the catcher, Cooper, for a strike. Medica popped out in foul territory to the third baseman, Kobe Miller, who made a sliding catch in front of the Taylor dugout his first time up. Second one, off speed and away to the lefty, making it a ball and a strike. Taylor batting here in the bottom of the fourth. Each team with 4 hits on the day so far, but the Trojans have the advantage where it counts, leading 4-1. The 1-1. Medica swings and misses at one inside. Swung so hard the purple batting helmet started resting on the top of his head a little bit. And he falls behind 1-2. Wind not blowing as strong as it has out towards right center field, but that is where the wind is blowing. Fastball high, 2-2. Medica lays off. He's got Colby standing over on the on-deck circle. Medica's pants pulled up just above the ankles, showing off just a little bit of that purple sock. 2-2, trying to go opposite way with it. That one will land foul on the football stadium to our left. Medica steps back in. Sun casting shadows over Winterholder Field. Pickoff attempt. Lawson lunges back to first, with no tag applied from Glover. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat to Medica. Inside part of the bat, they get him to pop it up. Corey Clark there at second. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Keeping Lawson over there at first for Tanner Colby here in the bottom of the fourth. Second game of our doubleheader here today. Taylor will take the season series against Mountain Vernon Nazarene, winning the first game today and also winning the game last week here at Winterholder Field. Back-to-back lefties here in the bottom of the order for Taylor in game number 2. First Medica and now Colby. Tanner 2 for 3 in game number 1. Walked his first time up today. This one in on the hands, but with Colby crowding the plate just a little bit, it's 1-1 on the strike call. Lawson the safe lead at first. Third one, backdoor curveball in there, nicely thrown there by Rader. And it makes it a 1-ball, 2-strike count to the Taylor second baseman, Tanner Colby. 2 outs, a runner at first. Taylor up by 3. Bottom of 4. And Colby will flail at one away from him. Third strikeout of the day for Mark Rader. And the Trojans leave a runner at first after we played 4 here from Winterholder Field. It's Taylor 4, Mount Vernon Nazarene 1. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. Mount Vernon Nazarene bats here in the top of the 5th. First pitch grounded up that first baseline. It'll go foul. As Kobe Miller, the third baseman, will get it going here for Mount Vernon Nazarene. That's the 55th pitch thrown by Clay Riggins here today. Miller will be followed by Clark, and then back to the top of the order in Klein. Breaking ball, ground ball over to Colby at second base. He gets Kobe Miller out at first, and there's the first out here in the top of the 5th for Mount Vernon Nazarene as they trail by 3, 4-1. Here's they bat in the top of the 5th. And it looks like Mitch Eubler, the right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. Off speed from Riggins, upstairs for a ball. The second baseman, Corey Clark. He grounded out to Lane his only time up. That was back in the 3rd. Second pitch in there for a strike. That 3rd inning was when Lane put on a defensive showcase all by himself. The 1-1. Back to Lane. Lawson will charge in front of him. Field throw on the run, and there's out number 2. Back to the top of the order we go, and Chris Klein. We talked about in the bottom half of the 4th about how Lawson and Lane both graduated from the same high school down there in Florida. Well, Lawson was talking about how much he enjoys playing on the same side of the infield. As Josh Lane said, he picked up and threw a worm at Lane a couple weeks ago when they were playing. He just kind of looked at him and smiled and waved at him, and they just went back to doing whatever they were doing. But Lawson likes to talk about how he can kind of make, Lane kind of break a little bit, kind of like a comedian in a sketch. Make him smile a little bit out there and could have maybe loosened up on being so serious. The 0-1 grounded up. Medica and Riggins figure out who's going to pick it up. It'll be Medica. And down to first for a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Taylor up by 3. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100 all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Top of the order up for Taylor here in the bottom of the 5th as they look to build on their 3-run lead. Left fielder Wyatt Whitman will get it rolling. Swing off the end of the bat, and that one foul to the right. As Wyatt has pulled his purple long sleeves up to the mid-forearm. Sun has come out here, as we mentioned, here in game number 2, but definitely not enough to probably make it short sleeve weather as someone, a good friend down there, has brought 2 of their friends watching the game, some of those hot hands you can put inside the pockets of your jacket. If you have a friend that'll bring you hot hands when you're out watching a cold baseball game, you hold on to them like a buoy in the ocean. 1-1 to Whitman. He leads things off in the bottom of the 5th. Third one in there for a strike. Makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wyatt 0 for 2 today, but reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Later came around to score. After stealing second base and then the ball getting thrown around the yard, eventually ending up in the outfield. Count evens up at 2-2 for the left fielder, Wyatt Whitman. Will foul tip that one into the glove of Cooper. Strike number 3. Strikeout number 4 on the afternoon here for Mark Rader. And there's one out here in the bottom of the 5th for Josh Lane and TU. So Lane will try to keep his stellar day going. Went 3 for 4 in game number 1. Has a hit here so far in game 2. First pitch swung down the third base line. Miller will try to throw it all the way across the diamond. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, and Glover can't tag out Lane. His 5th hit here of the doubleheader. His 2nd here of the second contest. And man on here with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th for TU.
First baseman Nathan Taggart.
And that brings up Nathan Taggart, who went deep his last time up. A towering shot over the left field fence that was higher than the floodlights. Runner goes to second. Throw down. They've already thrown out 1 runner today, but this time Lane in their snow. They'll say he's tagged out. It looked like Lane had kept his hand on the bag. That's the 2nd time we've seen a Trojan overslide second base. Not as bad as we saw Atkins an inning ago, but 2nd time that Cooper's been able to throw a man out at second. And it's a strike to Nathan Taggart. Low and away. Ball number 1. Home of the last time up, just the 2nd one of the year for the All-American from a season ago. Now he goes ahead 2-1 to Rader. Nobody on, 2 outs. Taylor leading by 3 here as they bat in the bottom of the 5th. And then Taggart's going to try to drive this one back to left field. Going back is Pearl. He's at the warning track, and this time the towering shot won't clear the left field fence. So the Trojans unable to bring anybody home here in the bottom of the 5th. They still lead by 3, 4-1. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Top of the 6th, Mount Vernon Nazarene trailing by 3. Nick Mosier leads it off. He tries to bunt his way on. It'll be Mosier, Stout, and Cooper. First one's a strike. Second one towards Weiss in center. Good jump. And he's right underneath of it for out number 1.
Now batting right fielder Jesse Stout.
Mosier now 1 for 3 on the day. And that brings up the right fielder, Jesse Stout, who's 0 for 2 on the day. First one, fastball low, covered up by Medica for a ball. Stout flew out to Watson and right, and then popped out to Lane at short his 2 times up today. Second one. This time in the zone, belt high for strike 1. Billy Cooper, the catcher, waits on deck for MVNU. This one well hit to Lane at short. Fields, fires, and Josh Lane is putting on a clinic today to how to play defense at short. 2 outs here in the 6th. Two outs, no one on for the catcher, Billy Cooper. Batting for the 3rd time here today. 3-run advantage for TU. Beautiful curveball that gets Cooper to swing and miss at everything. Riggins came into the day with a 5-0 record, starting his 7th game of the season. A 2.03 ERA. Second one to Cooper. Off the end of the bat, this one towards Watson and right. He'll come in on a leisurely jog. There's out number 3. Second straight 1-2-3 inning here for Riggins. He's now retired, 8 batters in a row. We're to the bottom of the 6th. Taylor up 4-1. This is TU Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com. Tanner Watson will lead things off. He'll be followed by Weiss and Atkins, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, due up for TU here in this bottom half of the 6th. They lead by 3. And the first one down the inside half for a strike to Watson, who's trying to get going here today. Second one to Watson, misses low and away, 1-1. Tanner's flown out to right and to center in his 2 times up today. Now he's down 1-2 as that one hits the outside corner. Third one misses away. It's 2-2. Tanner singled and walked his in the first game off the end of the bat towards Clark at second, and to lob it over to first for the first out here at the bottom of the 6th for TU as they lead by 3. Nobody up in the bullpen yet for Mount Vernon Nazarene, as Weiss will bat with nobody on here in the bottom half of the 6th. 4-1, the Trojan lead, as Weiss 0 for 2 on the day so far. Late action on the curveball, too far up high. 1-0. Second one. Too far inside. And it's 2-0. That one bounces off the mask or chest protector of the catcher, Billy Cooper. And it's 3 balls and no strikes to the Taylor center fielder, Sam Weiss. Jared Atkins waits on deck. Nobody on, 1 out. And Weiss leans out of the way. That one just zipped in at the letters. And it's 3-1. Weiss will send this one to the right field area. Stout is there, sunglasses down, and he makes an easy catch for out number 2. So Rader trying to get his second 1-2-3 inning of the day. He's now retired 3 batters in a row. Atkins will try to break that streak here. First pitch swinging will miss. Got a fastball up high. Jared batting for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 1. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd. And then singled in the 4th. That one breaking away from him. And it's 0-2. A little late action there from Rader, the right-hander. Taylor up 4-1. And that one high on a check swing from Atkins for ball 1. Taylor 30-10, 10-5 in the Crossroads League after the win in game number 1. The 1-2 to Atkins. Back up high again, 2-2. Jared 2 for 4 in game number 1 with a walk. Curveball above his head, now 3-2. 3 straight balls thrown by Rader after going ahead 0-2. Two outs with nobody on, bottom of 6. The 3-2. Inside off the end of the bat, a couple hopper to Clark at second. A field and a fire. And there's another 1-2-3 inning for Mark Rader. We're through 6 here from Winterholder Field. It's Taylor 4 and Mountain Vernon Nazarene 1. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Ashton Myers.
6 innings in the books here from Winterholder Field. Taylor holding a 4-1 lead. And Riggins comes inside to the righty DH Ashton Myers for a called strike. Riggins has been really good here today. Gave up that 1 run in the top of the 4th. He's retired 8 in a row. And Myers off the end of the bat to the right field foul line. Watson hustling after. He'll make a lining catch as he slides into foul territory, covering a whole mess of ground there in right field. His family likes that one in the first 2 rows behind the backstop, and there's one gone. Riggins went 6 innings, no runs, just 2 hits against Mountain Vernon Nazarene last week to pick up his 5th win. That was the last time that we saw Clay get a decision. And the off-speed high and away to the lefty Glover for a ball. Glover 1 for 2 today with a double. Then he grounded into a double play his last time up. Second one, low and away, but it hits the outside corner for strike 1. That one just below the knees. A good-looking pitch there, though, from Riggins. Fourth one. At the letters, strike 2. Riggins just 1 strikeout of the day, but he's limited Mountain Vernon Nazarene to just four hits and 1 run. Ground ball right side, pulled foul. The 2-2. Curveball well high. And the count now full 3-2 to Glover. 4-1 the Taylor lead. And Riggins out of the windup, the payoff pitch. We'll do it all again. Had a chance to talk with, as we mentioned, head coach Kyle Gould before today's game. And he talked about, obviously, the improved offense, but he's also had some good things to say about Riggins as well. The 3-2 to the gap in right center field. Weiss with a good jump and a limit Glover to just a single. 5th hit of the day for the visitors. And they got a runner on with 1 out top of the 7th, trailing by 3.
Now batting left fielder Devin Pearl.
In that conversation with Coach Gould, we talked about the dominant season for Matt Patton, now 9-3 after the Game 1 win, but he was very quick to mention the great numbers from Clay Riggins, Luke Shively, all these other guys that are, he and Riggins and Shively both 5-0 on the year with ERAs below 2.3. Off speed from Riggins away from the lefty Pearl for a ball. He talked about how, you have those two guys, particularly a guy in Riggins, your number 2 starter. If you don't have the career year that Patton's having, Riggins is right there at the top. Will be the number 1 guy in the staff. But always good to know that Riggins, a junior, will come back next year with another year of eligibility after that Tommy John surgery 2 years ago. Out of the stretch, he's behind 2-0 here. And now he gets back on the board with a strike, swing and a miss from Pearl. 80 pitches thrown here by Riggins. And that will send the activity starting with Mitch Eubler in the Taylor bullpen to our left. The 2-1. Outside half, that one just misses. And it's 3 balls and a strike. To Devin Pearl, the left fielder today for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Pearl reached on the fielder's choice in the second, then grounded out to Taggart his last time up. And there's the second walk, allowed by Riggins here today. So after a leadoff fly out to right field, the last 2 batters have reached base safely. Glover now standing at second, Pearl now at first. Time is called, and Taylor head coach Kyle Gould will jog out to the mound and bring the infield in with him. So Eubler warming up for Taylor in the bullpen down to our left. 1 out, top of the 7th. Tying run at the plate here with Mount Vernon Nazarene down by 3. It's Kobe Miller, the third baseman. A double and a triple for him this season. Came into the day batting .243. We did see him in game number 1, pitch hitting in the top of the 7th. And getting a single to left field. Two on, 1 out. The tying run at the plate in the form of lefty Kobe Miller. First one from Riggins. Low, covered up by Medica. Runners stay. Miller 0 for 3 today. Lined out to leaping Lane at short, and then grounded out to Colby at second his last time up. That came in the 5th. This is in the 7th. He's a tying run with 2 men on here. Riggins comes inside, and the lefty swings and misses to make the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Open stance for the lefty Miller. And the righty Riggins will deal out of the stretch. Kicks and drives at home. Swing and a miss. He goes ahead 1-2. Glover the runner at second. Pearl the man at first after the walk. As Eubler continues to warm up in the bullpen to our left. 1-2 from Riggins. Staying alive as Miller fouling it away. Fifth pitch of the at-bat to Miller. Riggins taking his time. Safe leads for the runners at first and second. Inside and low, and the count squares 2-2. The 2-2. Outside corner, freezing Miller for strike number 3. Second K of the afternoon for Riggins, and a big one there. Brings Mountford and Nazarene to 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th. It looks like a pinch hitter coming in here for MVNU. It'll be number 24, Drew Ritchie, the starting catcher from game number 1.
Pinch hitting for Mount Vernon Nazarene, number 24, Drew Ritchie.
So Ritchie, the catcher in game number 1. He was 1 for 3 with a single. Came into the day batting .319. He's still the tying run here at the plate with men at first and second and 2 outs at the top of the 7th inning. Riggins up high, down to first, a skip away. Taggart Levitt snagged underneath himself, pulls it out from behind him as Pearl took a big lead off of first. A ball to the pinch hitter, Ritchie, as Medica tried to pick off the runner at first. Safe leads for Glover and Pearl. Second one inside half, missing. 2-0. Big spot here if Riggins can get out of it and keep Taylor's lead at 3. 2 outs and 2 on, first and second. Top of the 7th. Fastball low, it's 3-0 to the pinch hitter, Ritchie. Hubler's warm-up, I think, coming to a close if they need to call on him here. 3-0 down the middle, taken for a strike at the belt. Ritchie, the pinch hitter, batting out of the number 9 spot for the second baseman, Clark. Ground ball left side to Lane, will field to get the runner out at second. And 2 left stranded here as Riggins gets out of the jam and keeps the Taylor lead at 3. This is Taylor baseball's. We hit a stretch here from Winterholder Field.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Lawson leads things off after the stretch here in the bottom of the 7th. Second one will find the zone to make it 1-1. Bottom third of the order up here for Taylor in the bottom of the 7th. Lawson will be a pinch hitter next. Looks like it's going to be McGill. This one popped up down the right field line. Clark tracking it. Will make the catch just inside the right field foul line. And there's one out for TU here in the bottom of the 7th. They'll bring up Christian McGill to pinch hit for Austin Medica.
Pinch hitting number 2, Christian McGill.
McGill a pinch hitter in game number 1. 2 RBI single for the sophomore from Cicero. As Mark Rader, the starter, carrying this game in here into the 7th. 3-run lead for Taylor in the bottom half of the 7th inning, up 4-1. McGill a swing and a miss, and a nice-looking breaking ball from Rader, and it quickly becomes 0-2. McGill a 5'10 sophomore, and that one high for ball 1. McGill, someone the coaching staff very excited about, similar to Jared Atkins. Fast guy on the bases and can hit for power as well. 1-2 will swing and miss, and another breaking ball. Down on strikes, 5th K of the day here from Mark Rader. And there are 2 outs for TU here at the bottom of the 7th, and Tanner Colby.
Now batting second baseman Tanner Colby.
Colby at the plate for the 3rd time here today, batting for the 3rd time, I should say. He's 0 for 1 in the afternoon. Pitch 1, ball 1. Pitch 2, strike 1. Off speed inside, and now it's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to Tanner Colby. He's walked and struck out so far today. Rader looking for another 1-2-3 inning. Just off the end of the bat by a hair was Colby to keep the at-bat going. Rader trying to retire his 7th batter in a row. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 7th. 1-2 to Colby, well-struck ball, just past the diving glove of Clark there at second. And Colby gets his first hit of the day. They'll turn the lineup over to Wyatt Whitman, the left fielder. And before Whitman's at bat, there will be a meeting of the minds on the mound for MVNU. Starting to warm up for Mount Vernon Nazarene in the bullpen will be Adam Goodpaster. He was the starting second baseman and then moved to short in game number 1, but he just got down to the bullpen and just starting to stretch out right now, and he will just start throwing warm-up tosses right now. Wyatt 2 hits in game number 1 of the doubleheader along with a walk, going 2 for 4. Reached on fielder's choice today and later scored after a stolen base and 2 throwing errors on the same play. Comes up here trying to help the Trojans pad their 3-run lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And the inside breaking ball to the righty Whitman is a ball. The second one to Whitman. Curveball right in there at the letters on the inside half. And it's 1-1. Mitch Euler's done warming up in the Taylor pen to our left, just watching things work here in the bottom of the 7th. Check swing from Whitman. Did he go around? Nope. 2-1. Colby takes a lead at first. The 2-1. Whitman off the end of the bat. Bloop shot to right field, but it'll be covered by the second baseman, Corey Clark. So we head to the top of the 8th. Taylor's still out in front by 3. They're up 4-1, and here comes Mitch Hubler in for the first time today. We'll be back and give you his stats after this break. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Shortstop Chris Klein.
New pitcher in for the Trojans. It's Mitch Hubler, who's been warming up for about the last inning or so. Also, Christian McGill will stay in and play right field after pinch hitting in the bottom of the 7th. That means Tanner Watson moves from right field. He'll do the catching here for Hubler. Mitch comes in with a 2-0 overall record, a 0.46 ERA. He's allowed just 2 runs on the year, 27 strikeouts and 14 walks. After transferring in mid-year last year, the Avon, Indiana native has really kind of slotted into one of the better spots out of the bullpen here for the Trojans here in 2018. Second fastball low, 2-0. Using the high 80s the last time on the mound. Had a strikeout, 1 hit, no runs against Mount Vernon Nazarene last week. And the third pitch will find the zone 2-1. He was sitting in the high 80s, between 87 and 89 on every pitch he threw last week against MVNU. First one he sees here, Chris Klein as he faces the top of the order. Hubler takes off a little bit inside here, and he goes even the count, 2-2. And this relief pitching thing off the end of the bat, ground ball right side. Taggart will field, Hubler will cover. Flip and an underhand flip from Taggart to Hubler. Good on the head first dive from Klein, unsuccessful. And there's one gone. So 1 out, nobody on. And Watson's catcher's glove looks, something has gone wrong with it momentarily. I just saw head athletic trainer Casey Hackman go sprinting in down the sidewalk to our left. Not sure what he was going to go get, but he might be going. Now Hackman now has come back, and now there's another one of Watson's teammates sprinting like there are people chasing him all the way out towards the, oh no, he's running to the locker room, I think, to go get Watson's backup catcher's mitt. Whoever that is, they are running and fast. Wisely running on the grass as they're wearing their spikes. Don't want to run on the concrete, slip and fall and hurt yourself, and then not all that hustling is all for naught. A ball to Mosier, the center fielder. This one popped up left side, and it will, ooh, look out. Ooh, about 10 feet away from that little girl walking up the sidewalk. And it's 1-1. So one of Watson's teammates has gone to the locker room to go get his backup catcher's mitt, it looks like. He's now either using Medica's or Alex Sanders. As Hubler off speed to the outside half. To the lefty, Mosier makes it 1-2. One out, top of the 8th, nobody on. Mountain for the Nazarene batting, trailing by 3. Right back up, that one just underneath the glove of Hubler by about an inch or so. And that one will bounce into center field as Hubler smacks his right leg in frustration. One out single for Mosier. And that brings up Jesse Stout, the right fielder. A runner on for the right fielder, Jesse Stout. He had that leadoff home, or that first inning home run in game number 1 to get Mountain for the Nazarene on the board. He's 0 for 3 here in game 2. Curveball, high for a ball. We still have not seen the teammate that went sprinting to the locker room. By the way he was running, I would probably put him at the locker room right now, and we should see him returning here momentarily with Watson's glove. This one a towering pop up towards Wyatt Whitman and left. He will jog in, still jog in, makes the catch for out number 2. Two outs in the top of the 8th here for Mount Vernon Nazarene. And there is the teammate back with the glove. Let's pull out the binoculars and see who that young man is that has hustled to the locker room and back in about 300 yards. Oh, that is Cody Tate. Look at that. He's now taking it back to a little bit more of a jog here after a dead sprint, but he's back with that catcher's mitt for Tanner Watson. That backup mitt good as he snags that one low and inside. As Billy Cooper, the catcher, will bat here, and look at that. They make the switch. So we'll give Cody Tate the gold star. Our man made it to the locker room and back. That's easily what? 400 yards, something like that. A little over round trip, maybe. Made it back in about 3 minutes. That is moving, people. Moving. Second one to Cooper, fouled away off the end of the bat, 1-1.
Whip that Chick-fil-A sauce out, baby.
Mosier over there at first after a one-out single. 2 outs on the board here. Mount Vernon Nazarene batting, trailing by 3. Runner stays at first as Hubler misses upstairs for ball 2. Taylor comes in 30-10 after the win in game number 1. 10-5 in the Crossroads League. 2-1. This one towards the left center field gap. Weiss a good jump. He'll slide for good measure and make a catch in left center field. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Taylor still leading by 3. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100 all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Both teams have gone to the bullpen here in the 8th inning. Mitch Eubler, no runs at the top of the 8th, and now Adam Goodpaster, the starter at second base and then later at shortstop in game number 1, will come in here as a second pitcher used by Mount Vernon Nazarene here in game 2. He'll face Lane, Taggart, and Watson, 2 through 4. Good looking pitch there. Curveball inside for a strike. Goodpaster, 6 feet tall, right-hander freshman from Carlisle, Ohio. 2-2 overall record, and he gets Lane to swing and miss at a breaking ball low. And it's 0-2. Goodpaster, the 2-2 overall record, a 7.22 ERA. In 28 2/3 innings tossed, 11 strikeouts, 15 walks, and opponents batting .360 off of him this season. Well hit ball. That one will get up the middle, and Lane's hot day continues. He's 3 for 4 today, including hits in his last 3 straight at-bats. He leads off the bottom of the 8th, putting Taylor's leadoff man on up by 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Now batting first baseman Nathan Taggart.
Just the second time all day that the Trojans have put their leadoff man on. And now we'll see what Taggart can do with Lane over at first. Backdoor breaking ball misses low. And it's ball 1 to Taggart. Tags 1 for 3 today. But a skyscraping 2-run shot over the left field fence in the 3rd inning, his only knock of the day. That capped the Taylor scoring so far as they put up 3 there in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead 4-1 here with nobody out and the leadoff man at first. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Count 2 balls, no strikes. As Taylor trying to get their 5th win in a row and 8th out of their last 9. It would also be their 20th straight win here at home and move their home record to 20-1. Again, their only home loss came back on Valentine's Day. Taggart smokes at the short, snag by the sliding Klein, throws it from his backside to second. They'll turn a 6-4-3 double play as Klein slid over there at short, got the lead runner out at second, and another good throw there from Clark over to first. On a well-hit ball there from Taggart, the first baseman. So 2 outs for TU here, bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Tanner Watson.
Batting the catcher, Tanner Watson.
So 2 outs, no one on for Tanner Watson as he's in search of his first hit here in game number 2. Goodpaster missing upstairs, ball 1. Tanner 0 for 3 here in game 2. And this one fouled off the end of the bat to the parking lot to our right. As everyone sitting down below us leans back, careening their heads, trying to see if their car was a victim of a foul ball here during a baseball game. With everyone still sitting in their seats, that means their cars are okay. The 1-1, breaking ball inside, makes it 1-2 as Watson turns around and gets an explanation from our home plate umpire. Taylor fans not happy with strike 2 against Watson. And the 1-2 from Goodpaster. Curveball sitting on it was Watson. That one will get through the left side of the infield just off the diving glove of Klein. Watson will round first, but not enough space. Not enough of an opportunity to run down to second. So a 2-out single here for the Trojans. Kyle Kelsheimer will come in to courtesy run for the catcher Watson. And now Sam Weiss will dig in.
Now batting center fielder Sam Weiss.
So Weiss also looking for hit number 1 here in game 2, just like Watson was a batter before him. Stepping back to first, Kelsheimer on the throw over from Goodpaster. Weiss flew out to right in the 2nd, grounded out to short in the 3rd, and then flew out back out to right again in the 6th. First one to Weiss. Curveball, that one almost nicked him in the left bicep. Instead, it's in there for a strike as Sam crowds the left side of the plate. Here goes Kelsheimer over to second. Now he's going to get caught in a rundown. Goodpaster over to Glover at first. And coming in to tag out Kelsheimer will be the shortstop, Chris Klein. Goodpaster's back was turned to Kelsheimer. He tried to dart down there, but his teammates for Goodpaster called out and let him know that there was a guy trying to take second. So the Trojans 3 outs away from taking up the doubleheader sweep and the season sweep of Mount Vernon Nazarene as we head to the top of the ninth. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
So Taylor 3 outs away from their 5th straight win and the 8th out of their last 9. And Eubler will face Myers, Glover, and Pearl in his second inning of work. 3-run lead for TU as we start the top of the 9th. Myers DH and a fastball low at the knees, but in the zone for a strike. Eubler comes in with 1 save on the year. And Myers will swing and miss here, and it's now 0-2.
Put a little sriracha on it.
Myers 1 for 2 here this afternoon. A walk and a single. He flew out to then right fielder Tanner Watson his last time up. There's a dribbler up the middle. Eubler will field over to first, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting first baseman Jake Glover.
So the starter Clay Riggins goes 7 innings, 5 hits. Allowed 1 run, walked 2, struck out 1. One out, no one on for the first baseman, lefty Jake Glover. As Watson adjusts the catcher's mask to his liking. Sun still setting over to our left after getting hidden behind the clouds for a couple of innings. First one, and that one low. Creating off of Watson and our home plate umpire for a ball. Glover 2 for 3 today. Doubled his first time up, then hit into a double play in the 4th. Single to right his last time up in the 7th. Off speed, left side half, strike 1. First time that Glover has faced Eubler as he came in and faced the top of the order back in the top of the 8th. The 1-1. Off speed, back on the inside half. The lefty Glover down 1-2. And now Eubler will step off the mound. Same thing for Glover. Devin Pearl, the left fielder, waits on deck for Mount Vernon Nazarene. The 1-2. Well hit towards Weiss in center. He's going back, still going back. He camps underneath, makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting left fielder Devin Pearl.
So Devin Pearl, the last hope here for Mount Vernon Nazarene, trailing by 3 here in the top half of the 9th inning. Check swing, doesn't matter. Outside half, strike one to the lefty. Perlow for 2 today with a walk. This one towards Taggart, it's first. Knocks it down, picks it up, steps on first right before Perlow gets over there. 1-2-3 ninth for Mitch Hubler. And that ends things here in our contest here in game number 2 as Taylor picks up their 31st win of the year, their 5th win in a row, and 8th out of their last 9. They've now won 20 straight home games. We'll be back to wrap this one up on the Ivanhoe's postgame show and hear from the head coach Kyle Gould after this commercial break. Welcome back here to Winter Holder Field. This is the Ivanhoe's post-game show. Time to catch up with the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould. And, Coach, your team wins their 31st game of the year. Now 9 straight years that you guys have won at least 30 games. You now won 20 straight games here at home. But more importantly, you pick up your 11th Crossroads League win and the 10th one as well. What does it mean to get this sweep, not only today of the doubleheader, but sweep Mountain Vernon Nazarene?
Well, it's big. I mean, they've had some really unfortunate injuries this year. But still, they're always really good. We've had some incredible clashes with them over the years. So getting the series sweep is big, but really just keep winning the games in front of you is all we can do. And so we did a lot of things well at different times today. You know, Matt certainly didn't have his best stuff. He competed really well for us, but our offense was incredible in game 1. And then we talked about in the pregame, but Justin Pettit was fantastic in relief, and Justin's a really good pitcher. He's coming on strong, and he's going to get a lot of opportunities late. And then we had some defensive miscues in game 1, which were uncharacteristic. But then in game 2, we were great defensively in the infield. I think Josh played about as good of a shortstop as you'll ever see a guy play. So yeah.
We do want to send, forgot to mention during that, we do want to send our thoughts and prayers out to Yanni Patton, the player for Mount Vernon Nazarene who's fighting cancer. That was announced back in March. So we send our best thoughts to him and his family and the Mount Vernon Nazarene baseball family. Let's talk about Lane. Josh Lane was great in game number 1, batting out of the number 7 spot. He collected 3 hits, drove in 3 runs, scored twice, and then here in game 2, oh, by the way, just goes 3 for 4 and made some of the better plays. I think you could probably take some of the video from game 1, and if you want to show a kid how to play shortstop defensively, you could probably make a little bit of side money on that one. What do you think about his performance both at the plate and in the field today?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great all year, and it's not just how few errors he's made, it's the plays he's made. And a couple of those slow rollers to his right, that's the play he's worked on the most. It's the one that everybody's got a play or two that they don't, and it's the one he always wants extra work at. So when he kind of comes and makes that slow roller backhand play, which is tricky, I'm just, he just worked so hard and put so much into it, and played shortstop as well as you'll ever see, and had some great at-bats today.
Brett Lawson, his old high school teammate, had a 3-run bomb there in the first game, and then has a RBI double here in game 2. He's really kind of come in there and played some pretty good spots there at third base for you, and also really coming back. Obviously, he missed the 8 games earlier this year, and it's taken him a little while to get back, but what can he provide for your team from that bottom third of the order?
Well, Brett, this fall he might have been our best hitter all fall. He was incredible, and he had an injury in Florida, and then an injury here, really unfortunate. Got hit by a pitch, but he's been so good defensively at third, and him and Josh have just stabilized our whole defense the way they've played over there. And Brett, he can swing it with anybody on our team, and we've kind of hit everybody all over the order, and I've kind of told the guys that I think we have a really deep lineup. I still think it's the biggest strength of our team. We do a lot of things well, and have had some pitchers throw well, including Clay. But wherever Brett hits, he's a real threat, and he's a super tough kid. And they play such a great level of baseball down there in South Florida that he's not going to see anything that overwhelms him.
Game 2, you kind of mentioned there, Clay Riggins picks up his 6th win of the year. Clay goes 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 1, and then Eubler comes in, was the 1 hit in the 2 innings there. Having those guys go back-to-back, how can that help you guys going forward, particularly with Eubler coming out of the bullpen and throwing as well and as hard as he did today?
Yeah, again, with Clay, I'll give Mount Vernon credit. They did not swing and miss at a lot of pitches today, which probably, I think Justin probably got as many as anybody in his 2 innings. I think it tells you that our pitchers weren't quite as, swing and miss. Clay really struggled. Or not struggled, he just battled his slider the whole day. But he competes so well, and to get 7 strong out of him and to get us out of that last jam was really good, because that was going to be his last hitter, and I really would rather not go to the bullpen with the bases loaded. And then Mitch came in, and Mitch, he's another one. I think he's probably over 20 innings with 1 earned run this year. He's been fantastic out of the bullpen. He throws hard. He's got that good breaking ball. And so, yeah, we're gonna certainly need him to be really good as well. He's as good as anybody in that bullpen.
Kyle, thanks for the time. Good luck if you guys can get it in tomorrow, weather permitting, against Huntington. Then we'll see you at the weekend here with Goshen.
Appreciate it, Rick.
That's Kyle Gould, the head coach of the Taylor baseball team here with us on the Trojan Sports Network. We thank you folks for watching today as well. Taylor picks up their 5th win in a row, their 8th in their last 9, and they've now moved to 31-10 on the year, 11-5 in the Crossroads League. We will talk to you on Friday before the Trojans take on Goshen here from Winterholder Field. That's a primetime 6 p.m. first pitch. This has been a presentation of Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Good night from Upland, Indiana.